Okay. Warning. The following live broadcast may contain loud, obnoxious, shrill, and alarming noises that might be considered disturbing, if not outright uncomfortable to listen to, especially if you are wearing headphones. I share my office space with an African gray parrot that if anything could be a god of mischief in that cage, it's an African gray parrot and two parakeets. And I have no control over their behavior while I am live streaming, unlike my regular videos, where I have the opportunity to edit them out as best as I can. If you are sensitive to loud, surprising background noises, I recommend either not turning your volume up too loud or watching my edited, pre-recorded videos instead. You see, viewer discretion is advised. There we go. Okay, so we haven't done this in a minute, so here we are again for another exciting 2 hours of babbling and whatnot that I feel like talking about right now. So let's do the checking, make sure everything is correct, because live streaming is exciting like that. And let's see. Let's check Facebook. Okay, making sure everything is okay. There we go. All right. Okay. Hello, James. Hello. Yes, hello. So I think everything is going well here. Like I said, it's been, I think, like a month since I did my last live stream. I think the last one was back in May sometime. So, we'll see. We'll see what kind of mess we can get ourselves into. And like I said, for anyone who's missed the very beginning, oh, hey, James, how you doing? Another James. So we have the two James in the chat today. So hello, welcome. So I share my office with a parrot, and he seems to be wanting to act up today. So you're going to be hearing some odd noises coming from the background. So any odd noises, smoke detectors, fire alarms, some weird speaking in the back, that's him. So that's him. Like I said, if the god of mischief could be anything, it would be that parrot in that cage. So maybe I have to Photoshop a little Loki hat on the photo at the beginning. If an alligator can be a Loki, so can this guy. So, okay. So let's let's just go ahead and get this started. So hello, everyone. My name is Daphne Lage, and I am a cartoonist, illustrator, and comic book artist from New York. I have been self-publishing comics since 1992, and I am known for the funny animal fantasy adventure Tall Tales, which everyone has gotten their volume ones right now, and I'm really happy that the support that this book has gotten on Kickstarter. I'm just setting up the campaign for volume 2. I'm just finishing up the file so I can get that proofed out. And and I'll be setting up the campaign for that shortly, so that sometime this month we will have the Kickstarter for volume 2. So I just don't have an actual exact date yet, but it's coming this month. And I'm also known for my fantasy soap opera, EGORAVEN, Heir of the First Unicorn, which, if you haven't noticed already, I'm quite obsessed with at this moment. So everything has been shipped out for the Kickstarter. Again, thank you everybody for supporting my Kickstarter for issue 1 and issue 2. See, that's what I'm talking about. And And everyone should be getting. I've already seen people already getting the packages, which is really, really fast considering I really tried to get everything out before the 4th of July holidays. So everyone should be getting their books this week, it seems. I'm just wrapping up all of the internationals, which is going out, and then I just have to work on all the orders with sketch covers in it, which is today's theme. Art theme. Today is sketch cover day because I got to get you guys bought a lot of sketch covers, so I got to I get to do that today. Yes, I'm really excited to see everybody get their books. I think I linked yours. You had gotten yours, I think, in the mail already because I remember linking in the Facebook. Also, I know that Pops has gotten his already. So if you haven't gotten it yet, you're getting it this week, unless you ordered a sketch cover. And I'll be working on those today, or as much as I can today. So that's what we're working on. And like I said, the parrot is especially frisky today. So yeah, you're going to be hearing a lot of odd noises. So, like I said, that's just the way it is in live streaming world. Let's see. So let's get through some housekeeping. So I just want to congratulate, Sam Vera, who funded his campaign for Forbidden in 2 hours. Last night. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to see it happen because I had to jump on the Nerds of the Round podcast last night, and so there was an overlap. But it seems that he had funded last night during his stream, so congratulations for that. If you want to check out his book Forbidden, if you're really, really into a dark Conan type fantasy, you can if you head on over to my Facebook. You'll be able to see a link to his book in the chat, in the comments of my Facebook post for this. And then after the show, I'll put his link in the the show notes, I guess, right? Whatever the thing down here is where on YouTube. So you'll be able to check out his campaign there. So congratulations to Sam for, I think that might be a record for his Kickstarters. Everyone is just crushing it on Kickstarter. I mean, anyone who says that it's like nobody, they're a little concerned about people not having money to buy comics. That doesn't seem to be the case. Especially on crowdfunding. From what I can see, I'm not sure about conventions though. That's a completely different animal, and so we'll see you there. But congratulations to Sam for crushing it. It's like it only gets better from here. So yeah. Oh, and also congratulations on buying a new house in Texas, and making that big move. Congratulations on that. That's no joke. I had an uncle who absolutely loved Texas, and I'm sure you'll fit right in. Make sure you do a house tour. I want to see the ginormous new studio I know you're going to be building for yourself there, because being Texas, you probably got like double the house for half the price of being on the East Coast. So yeah, I can only imagine what your studio is going to look like. So yeah, at least send pictures. Oh, hello, Pop Culture Avenger. Hello. Yes. Hello. Yeah, we just got started here. Oh, and Grant, hello. Good afternoon to you too, sir. Yes. So, and speaking of conventions, continuing the housekeeping that I want to just wrap up here before we get started working. So speaking of conventions, me and JD will be at EternalCon in Long Island, August 7th to the 8th. At the David S. Mack Sports and Exhibition Complex at Hofstra University. Yeah, this is going to be our first convention in a year and a half. And to tell you the truth, I am looking so forward to this. It's not even funny. Yeah, it's just really funny how not being able to go to conventions has really given me an appreciation for being there. I was a little, I thought I was a little fed up with them at the time, and then all of a sudden we were forced to not go to them. So I swear I'll never uh what is it, not take advantage, what's that phrase, take it for granted. I will not take conventions for granted ever again, because really it's like I am just dying to be there. So yeah, so there we go. So August 7th and 8th in Long Island. So yeah, so yeah, so we just don't know our tables in advance. So and Sam also may or may not be there depending on how his moving goes. So, you know, who knows? Like, it'll be a whole crew there for all we know. Also in housekeeping, what else do we got here? Oh yeah, Kickstarter. So like I said, in July, sometime in July, either the 19th or the 26th, more about probably around the 19th, I will be doing the Kickstarter for Tall Tales Volume 2. We just have to wait for the Oswald campaign to finish before I can get like an exact date on that. So Oswald, JD Calderon's The Oswald Chronicles, also it ends on the 12th. So you can also, yeah, I'll also make sure to put a link to that in my show notes as well, so you can go check out that campaign as well. He has a really, really beautiful pin that he's offering, and the issues 3 and 4 of We Were Just Passing Through, and the alternate covers. So yeah, so you can go check out that campaign too. And then like the 19th, I think like the week after, maybe I'll be able, it depends on whether Kickstarter approves the campaign or not in that time. So yeah, so we'll see. But the most definite campaign coming up, September 20th, is going to be the campaign launch of EGORAVEN, Heir of the First Unicorn, issues 1 to 3, including the Silk Rose prequel. So if you missed out on this previous campaign, this is going to be your chance to catch up with everything. So September 20th is going to be when I'm going to launch this campaign. This one is absolute, so this one is absolute and almost ready to go. So yeah, so September 20th, when I get the launch page approved, then I will obviously put the links out for everybody to sign up for that. But yes, September 20th, issues 1 to 3 of EGORAVEN, Heir of the First Unicorn, and the Silk Rose prequel, so you can catch up with everything. Also, some of the things that I've been doing for this campaign, I have been working really, really, it's like this week, I've been busy this past, before, whatever, whether it's the week, yesterday, last night I stayed up till 1 a.m. just to finish this last card so I can get this set complete. So for this campaign on September 20th, you'll also get a chance to get a whole set of trading cards, collecting all of the major characters, and depending on, and they're stretch goal dependent. So the more stretch goals we reach, the more cards you get to complete the set for the campaign. So I've been working very diligently on these. I just finished up another card for a future campaign right before the I had to go live. So yeah, so cards are going to be in everyone's future. And also, if you are the type that have been following me for a while and are curious about EGORAVEN, but you're not quite sure whether you want to support a Kickstarter, let me, show you what I have here. These are the issues that have printed so far and are still to come. So this is showing the prequel all the way up to issue 8. So yes, so there's going to be, yes, there's going to be 15 issues in total. I am working away at them. So yes, so this is not a one-hit wonder you're going to be supporting when you support the Kickstarter for EGORAVEN. This is an entire series that's pretty much, I don't want to say it's done. I would love to say it's done, but no, it's pretty much ahead. And yeah, it's like I'm just going to be putting out Kickstarters pretty much as each issue becomes available, pretty much as I finish each issue, although I am ahead at currently. So yeah, I just have to send issue 5 off to the flatter, and then it's actually drawing pages again. So yeah, so if you're curious about, also it's like, if you are, hold on, shut this off. So if you are curious about, okay, here we go. If you are curious about this series, also, you can head on over to egoworks.com and you can read the first 5 issues of EGORAVEN for free on the website in its original black and white format. The difference is that the actual comics will be printed in color, with brand new lettering, tweaked artwork, updated, some updated artwork, updated dialogue. So you're seeing on the website the original version of it, but it doesn't change so much that the story is different. So pretty much everything is the same. It's just that when it finally gets printed in comic book format, you see, like, everybody's at it today. So when it finally gets printed, it's going to be in color and the whole thing. So it's a different format, but not so different that you can't get an idea as to what what you're supporting, pretty much. So and that's, and I think that's pretty much it. I mean, there's something about the book that I want to discuss for a little bit as we start sketching. Well, sketching and inking, actually. And let's see. Let me check the comics here, the comments. And it's like, I'm pretty sure everybody is just absolutely dying to get outside. And just like, I hate to use the phrase "back to normal," but it's like, yeah, that's kind of, what I mean, because really I'm completely over the masks too. I still carry around a mask, and I still wear them wherever it's posted they want me to wear them when I go inside someplace. But still though, it's like, yeah, I'm completely over it. so yeah, let's all get outside. Yeah. Everyone is very eager. I'm desperate to get, I mean, it's like, I designed 2 new banners just in anticipation of this one show. Now I just have to decide which one I'm going to send to print, and then I have to fix my banner stand so that it loads correctly. I mean, it's a whole thing. This is how this one convention has me, just completely crazy about, like, oh, I need a new banner, I need this, I need that, so yeah, so definitely. It's like, I hope it lasts a little. Unfortunately, I lost the context of that, but of your comment. But hey Jake, banners or red flags? No, definitely banners. Yes. We're gonna try to keep the red flags to a minimum here. So hello Jake, hello, welcome. And I'm assuming, since that you're my unofficial sound tester, so I'm assuming if you could comment, like, if you could comment in context, it means you can hear me. So there you go. So I'm just excited with the convention, with the one convention of the year. We didn't try to sign up for New York Comic Con. It was just that there's a lot. Comic-Con, New York Comic-Con, even though it's literally in our backyard, it's like, man, they make you jump through hoops to get into it, and it's super expensive and really inconvenient if you don't have a car. And it's like, we don't have a car. Because it's like they make you bring your own tables, they make you bring your own chairs, and they make you pay premium for a booth as if you're supposed to have them. So it's a whole thing. So probably next year we'll really look into doing more conventions. But for this year, we got the one Eternal Con, and that's pretty much it. And then it's going to be ramping up from there. So, okay, so it's like we're almost a half hour in. I think. Yeah, it's like I haven't heard it. Yeah, to check. Right. It's like there's two ways to I guess to test a surround sound. The T-Rex intro scene from Jurassic Park, and I guess a Daphne rant. So yeah, okay, there you go. I'm not mad. So, okay, so talking about Kickstarters. So what we're doing today is we're going to be, I have some pre-sketched out sketch covers that I have to ink in. I've already finished all the sketch covers for what is due for issue 1, because there's a lot of, I had levels that we can get sketch covers for both issue 1 and issue 2. So I finished inking all of the issue 1 sketch covers, and now I'm going to work on inking all of the issue 2 sketch covers, and this is just 4 of them. What I have is this stack right here that I still have to finish. So it's like 1, 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. So 13, 14, 16 in total, because how do I get myself into this mess, right? Because most people limit their sketch covers, right? So, no, me. You would think after doing, I think, one Oswald campaign, I did 27. I had to do 27 covers in one shot. And it's just like, you would think I would have learned my lesson, right? Because he started limiting, JD started limiting the sketch covers, but not me. I mean, they're my own sketch covers and I'm not limiting them. So yeah. Oi. So I have 4 sketched out already to at least start. So at least this means that once these are done, there's 4 orders that are definitely going out probably this week. So if you ordered a sketch cover, it might be you, maybe. So we'll see. So yeah, so let me just grab one, and then we'll start setting up here, and then there's a couple of things I want to discuss, which I hope you guys find. Oh my God, yeah, I really got to edit a Loki hat on him, on that photo of him that I have at the beginning, because yeah, that's exactly really. So yeah, so the problem is that by me yelling at him, it only encourages him to keep doing it, because if you want a parrot to stop making a noise, you can't react to it. But there's just some noises that it's like, oh my God, like it grates in the ears. But that's neither here nor there. So let's get some of this. Let's get my pens out. And okay, so so there we go. Okay, so this is one of the covers. As you can see, I have it blue lined already. So what I'm going to be doing is I'm just going to be inking. Depending on how far I get on these, I might sketch out some more afterwards. But let's get to that part first before we get. Before we get ahead of ourselves. Oh my God. Before we get ahead of ourselves. So, okay. So yeah, so today, okay. So yeah, so today, let's see. So a bunch of things happened. So I was on Nerds It Around last night. And there was a main question. There was a question that I posted this morning on Pop's Madness for a Facebook group. So the thing is, though, like this was a dilemma that I kind of had, that was kind of creeping on me before I did the first issue. But now it's like the more... Oh, hey, Pops. Yeah. No, I would, oh my God. I would love to bring you in. But the thing is, though, my computer, for some reason, hates it when I do that. And then it reverbs everything. Like the sound just completely gets screwed up. So yeah, I would love to do a live unboxing with you because, like I said before, Pops got my, one of my... Well, yes, I did call you. Yes, I did mention that. I did mention your name. So yes. Yeah, I mean, sure. If Lola is cool with that, we can do that. Sure. I mean, it's like, yeah, I mean, we would have to talk to her first, of course, because I don't know what she has planned for tonight. But yeah, we'll see. We'll see. Either that, it's like, you know what? Let me end the show first and see if maybe I can squeeze in some time for you before Geekgasm. So I can dedicate my time to you. So yeah. So let me finish. Yeah, absolutely. So let me get through this live stream first, and then yes, hail comic talk. Yes, there we with Pops Van Zandt. Yes, absolutely. Hail Pops. So this morning I there we go, and Jake is waving hi too. So this morning, it's like, oh, okay. So then we'll definitely work something out. So this morning I had posted in the Madness Facebook group about a dilemma that, like I said, I had that kind of popped up at the first, before I did the campaign for the first issue. But the more I work on the book, and holy crap, have I been working on this book. I mean, I don't think I've done so much new artwork for this book in such a short amount of time. In the entire span I was working on EGORAVEN, since I was just uploading the pages whenever I felt like it. So my whole dilemma was that from the very beginning, I always knew this book was what the beats were in this book, even though I didn't finish the script until last September, I think it was. But there was always certain beats that I knew I was going to hit in the story. Just a little hail all. Yeah, there you go. So there's Pops wishing everybody welcome and hello. So there were certain story beats that I knew I was going to hit even before I finished the script for the story in last September. And the first issue came out, Kickstarter was, fine or whatnot. But for some reason at issue 2, that's when it really, really started nagging at me that it's like, I probably should have done this from issue 1. But considering the nature of the beast, I don't feel too uptight about it. And luckily, it's something that's very easily rectified now that I know what I'm going to do. So you guys know what I'm talking about. So this morning I posted up a question. Do you if a book is not marked mature readers, do you automatically assume it's all ages until it gets marked mature readers? Or do you prefer a series to just be marked mature readers from the very beginning, even though maybe like those first maybe 3 or 4 issues are kind of tame? Maybe they are. I don't know. I'll show some scenes in this issue that now that I'm really looking at them, it's like, oh, I should have marked it even just for that. But that was my question. It's like, should a series be marked mature readers from the very beginning, or on the issues that are really, mature readers? So that was, I gotta stop stopping with the cap off, because now it's like the ink keeps drying on the nib. So that was my question. So before I give an answer, I mean, it's like, anybody in the chat would like to chime in, can chime in on the idea, even though I've already made a decision as to what I'm going to do with it. But like, how do you think about that? A thing that confused me a lot is a lot of books in my collection, which are mature readers, are not marked as such. And there are some books that are marked mature, but only on the volumes that they feel it necessary to. So I was a little confused as to how I was going to approach this. And like I said, the more I work on the book, the more it's like, okay, here we go. If you don't have a plan yet where it goes or what it's going to feature, I wouldn't see the problem. Re-releases or reprints can feature them, right? But you see, in my case, thank you, Jake. In my case, I knew from the very beginning. It's just that, like I said, I looked at a lot of books in my collection, and I mean, look, JD has a Milo Manara book that doesn't have a warning on it at all. I mean, I looked. And yeah, it's, and it's a Milo Manara book. So I'm not really sure. So I was really like not sure at what point was that something for me to worry about. And I have a lot of European comics that they don't have warnings on them at all. And I'm kind of wondering if that has something to do with just how people treat comics in Europe. I guess it's like, do you really need to put a warning on a Milo Manara book if you don't know? I mean, who doesn't know who Milo Manara is? Or if you saw the artwork, do you really need a warning on it? I mean, on no planet is anybody going to mistake that book for a children's book. But at the same time, people in the United States are kind of bugged when it comes to artwork. So that's the thing that I really started kind of thinking about. Let's see. I don't remember specifically if the board. Oh yeah, right. That's another thing too. The just has a mature rating or featured one. It was delivered unwrapped in my package. Oh, I was thinking the Borges, the TV show, the series. Yeah, but that's the thing. I mean, it's like a lot of European comics, from what I have in my collection, they don't have warnings on them at all. So the thing what's funny is that, so what got me thinking about that is that when I started watching The Witcher, they have the TV MA or whatever at the top of, at the corner of every episode, and it tells you what's in the episode. It's like nudity, sexual content, violence, blah, blah, blah. And what confused me was that the episodes which start off with that warning But then the episode was just kind of tame. Like there was nothing in the episode, so it got me confused. But now, in hindsight, I realize, oh, yeah, because again, better for people to be warned from the very beginning, knowing it's going to that point, rather than, saying, well, thinking that you could watch the entire series and not expect anything. So, yeah. Oh, okay. Let's see. I missed a couple of things. I would do something unique, like rated PGMA. Uh-oh. Oh, okay. Oh, I froze there for a second. Okay. Because my chat's going now. So, right. Okay. I actually missed a couple of comments. Yeah, I had thought about that at the beginning, and then I kind of skipped it because it's like I wasn't really sure, like, whether the ratings were actually like something universal that everybody would understand. Let's see. The printing method imprints have with manga is a case by case featuring is plastic wrapped. Yeah, exactly. But so I guess in that case they don't have to put a warning on it because it's wrapped, right? Let's see. I guess these might be other mature books. I guess so. So Butterscotch and Click. So that might be some other mature books that don't have warnings on them. PG2MA. Yeah. Yeah. I would think that would get a little confusing because I looked up the definition of mature readers, and pretty much it's a very standard I guess label. I mean, it's a very standard label that I was, that I'm pretty okay with. So pretty much, let's see. Oh, here we go. Dark Horse puts parental advisory sticker. Right. Yeah, I think, yeah, I saw that. I think I saw the parental advisory on the Berserk book that I got. Yeah, they put it on the plastic, but then once the plastic is off, I don't think there's any warnings on it. Yeah, probably. Yeah. Right. And Elfin. Yeah, I've heard a lot about Elfin Lied. But that's a pretty gruesome book, and show. So, yeah, so I would imagine it would have, yeah. So pretty much, the consensus was that label the book from the beginning, and pretty much don't worry about it after that. It's like, because one guy really, really put it succinctly. Let me see if I could bring up the answer, because it's like he pretty much nailed it on the head. That what I was looking, that pretty much what I was looking for. And once I read that comment, I was like, you know what? Exactly. That's exactly what I'm going for, or not going for that matter. So, okay. So let me see if I can find that comment, because I think that really nailed it. Oh, here we go. Yeah. Oh, here we go. So, right. Yeah. So here we go. Yeah. A print on warning label for some. Yeah, exactly. I mean, it's like for the trade, I'm definitely putting a mature readers, recommended for mature readers, on the back. So at least that decision is made. Yeah. Yeah. So, okay. So the comment that convinced me, yeah, I'm going to do this. Okay. So, let's see. So this person said, I assume if the issue doesn't say mature readers, that I can leave it out and my kids can read it. However, if you know in advance the story arc is going to veer into those territories, it's better to be forewarned than to have an awkward situation where you have to explain, no, you can't find out what happened to Wily Redtail after the cave-in because he and Sally Fluffy Ears bumped uglies in the cave, and they showed a lot in that issue. And I'm like going, holy crap, that is so on the nose. It's not even funny. Mature readers for everybody. Every issue. Now it's like I went back into my files and I started putting a mature readers label on the first, on especially the first 4 issues. Luckily, it's like I just have to, luckily it's like, the first 2 issues, it's like, okay, it doesn't have the mature thing, the mature readers thing, but it's very easy to, oh yeah, you saw that comment, right? Yeah, exactly. Yes, it was RJ who made that comment. And I was just like, okay, I'm putting a mature mature readers label on everything now. And, oh, hey, Meredith. Yeah. Yes. Thank you. Thank you. I know I'm so close to 1,000 and I'm just being so sloppy and trying to get to it, So, yeah. So, yeah, I think I'm like 8 something or not. Like, I don't even know what I'm up to now. I know it's like, I'm probably like a little bit over 100. Let's see. Okay. That was another thing too that I was thinking about. Probably doing, like something like at the convention that we're going to. I want to do, it's like I made little signs for all the books, and I'm going to put a little addendum on the sign for EGORAVEN saying that this is recommended for mature readers. And everybody who I talk to about the book, I'm going to tell them in advance that this is recommended for mature readers. Like the first 2 issues may or may not. I mean, they're going to have to flip through it anyway. Okay, because here's also the thing too. So this is issue 2 that I have in front of me. So the scene that really got me thinking as to like, oh, I should have marked this, because it's in black and white, it doesn't look like anything. It doesn't look like much, but in color, it kind of pops a little. And this was like this is the first scene that kind of had me going, maybe I should mark this. I'm not sure, but I didn't do it anyway. And then it's like, sorry about that. I'm so sorry about that. And then once I got to this scene, I'm like going, oh yeah, maybe I really should have marked it, marked the whole series. Because I think like every issue kind of has a scene that's similar to this. At least once in each issue, maybe. I'm not sure. I would have to double check. Everything starts to meld together. But yeah, I'm going to make it a point at conventions to tell people that this is a mature book. So with Tall Tales, this one we're very comfortable in saying that if your kid can read Lord of the Rings, this is okay, although there are some certain parts in it but you see, the thing is though, it's like I still need parents to curate stuff for their kids. It's like it's like I still need that. I still need parents to take responsibility for what they're buying for their kids. So even though Tall Tales, we think it's fine for 12 and up, there's certain things in here. Like I said, there are 2 covers that constantly got me into trouble. And they were just reflecting what was in the book. So yeah, it's like I still need parents to look through these books to see whether, instead of just blindly giving them to their kids. So that's the thing that we think about Tall Tales. But with EGORAVEN, I always kind of had this this thing in the beginning, which is why I chose the whole like calling it a soap opera, because we kind of know what's in a soap opera, so it kind of gives people an idea. Let's see. So Meredith says, anyone. Oh, right. Yeah. You see, that's the thing. It's like that. If you know me already, you know the nonsense I get into. But yeah, if you don't know me, like when I go to this convention, nobody knows me. So yeah, I have to like really make it a point to put it ahead what the expectation on the book is. I wouldn't want to build anticipate and right on the edge of for the content to appear. Yeah, you see, that's the thing too, because it's like I said, I know what's coming up and I know which issues they're coming up in. And right, and I wouldn't want to put people in a position where they're buying these books for somebody else and then all of a sudden they realize they shouldn't have been. So yeah, so like I said, it's like I'm going back and redoing the covers so that it says mature readers on it. But yeah, at shows I'm going to be marking everything as mature readers. And if they want specific warnings, content warnings, they can feel free to ask me about that too. The thing is though, is that I'm not going to anticipate what people might get upset about. So I'm just going to slap that mature readers on it, and I'm just going to like wing it from there, so, but at least, with the mature warnings label, it kind of frees me up. To tell you the truth, I kind of feel better, making this decision that I'm going to do. Like, I should have done it from the beginning because then I wouldn't be angsting this entire time. Let's just say furry fandom kind of traumatized me a bit. Yeah, so I'm trying to head off nonsense at the pass. And yeah, that's I probably should break out a new pen for this. Yeah, this pen is kind of struggling, so let me break out a new pen for this, because let's see, I'm going to end up killing my hand if I try to keep forcing. I try to keep forcing that pen to get ink out. Let's see. What do we got here? Ah, yeah, much better. Much better. There we go. Okay. And here's the thing too. I mean, it's like, I think that also I was better off losing people who thought this might be appropriate. I'm better off losing the people who think, who would think that this might be appropriate for younger readers than have anybody come at me for surprising them. So yeah. So let's see. What do we got here? Meredith, maybe a forward from you in the first couple of issues. That I think so. All I'm going to do is on subsequent printings, because this is my plan for the first 4 issues. I'm doing the first, I'm doing the 4 issues, and then I'm going to do a trade. And then once I do the trade, I'm phasing out the individual issues. So by the time, so pretty much by the time the trade comes out, I should be on the last available copies of the individual issues. So then once they're done, and I don't have to worry about whether the reprints have mature audiences or not. And technically it's only the first 2 issues that's not going to have mature audiences until I have to do a reprint. So by the time the trade comes out, all that's going to be sorted. So I don't think it's necessary for me to get too complicated about it, other than making sure that the people who buy the book understand that this is a mature reader's book, that it's going to be. Like I said, the first two issues, aside from those really violent pages, and look, for all I know, none of you thought it was anything. That's like, oh, I've seen worse and blah blah blah, you know. So yeah, so that's the idea. So then it's like, so once I do 1 to 4, then the trade comes out. I phase out the individual issues for 1 to 4, and then at the Kickstarter for issue 5, then it's going to be the trade. It's going to be Silk Rose, the volume 1 trade, and the individual issue 5 until I get to issue 8, and then it's the same process. Then I get to volume 2, and then I phase out 5, 6, 7, yeah, there we go, 5 through 8. So, but like I said, by that point, this whole thing would have been sorted out. So I'm not. So I think it was just like, better I figured this out. I mean, yes, optimally, I should have thought about this before I printed the first issue, but look, it's at least it's the second issue. It's still pretty mild, and so I'm not like too worried. I'm not too worried with these two issues right now. And also the thing is too, is that I have no idea what people are going to bug out about. That's the thing too. I'm actually thinking, I mean, yeah, I'm thinking more of the sex than the violence, but then I'm also thinking about other things too, that people might get their panties in a twist over, that is just completely normal to me, especially in the context of the stories. So, yeah, it's just better to head everybody off at the pass. It's like mature readers. That's it. Let's see. I'm going to feature an under 8, not for under 18 tag in the back, as I want the covers not to be. Yeah, that's what I did too. I hate the ISBN code. Yeah, I was putting together some files that needed an ISBN code, and it just kills me to put it on the front of the cover. Like, I don't understand why it needs to be on the front of the cover. I mean, I do actually. It's like, so then that way the retailers can just pass and scan, as quickly as possible. But yeah, when I went back into the cover for the trade, I have all that on the back, so that way the cover is at least uncluttered. So yeah, so that was like the first. Would I say dilemma? I mean, I don't know if it was like a dilemma. I mean, it is pretty much. I just needed the forum to kind of like confirm what I knew all along I should have done. And that was, I don't know why I was kind of like uptight at the idea but I knew I had to do it. So yeah, so at least now I have my confirmation. So so that's what I'm doing going forward. So for those of you who are just tuning in, so one of the big announcements is that I am changing up. Well, I am updating EGORAVEN to be marked as recommended for mature readers, because it's just gonna save me a lot of grief. I think so. So yeah, so that's So that's pretty much it. I mean, honestly, I would be surprised if anybody by now and any of the Kickstarters bought the books for their kids, to tell you the truth. Especially with the sample pages that I put up. So I don't know. So I don't think I'm really surprising anybody, but at least that's pretty much done. Yeah, it's sad that you have to worry about how people will react when your job is to create stories and art. Yeah, exactly. No, it's ridiculous that I even have to do this. I mean, because yeah, it's like I shouldn't have to, and especially when I don't know what's going to set people off. But hopefully this little label will alleviate a lot of issues for me in terms of the book. And honestly, for those of you who are watching and kind of wondering what the deal is, it's like, look, it's just the usual stuff. It's like I said, it's the sex, it's the violence, and it's like, yes, the book is going to go there. I just haven't decided how far it's going to go. Although I'm kind of wondering, I'm kind of like leaning towards more elf questy type of, but maybe like pushed it a little bit more, but I just haven't decided yet. Depends on what kind of aesthetic I'm looking for I'm really feeling at the time. So, but that's not for a bit though. That's not for a bit. So yeah, so if that's something you're not into, or it's not something you want to see, I guess I'm warning you right now. So there you go. There's your content warning. Yeah, the US comic creators having to fight for wanting to show the content as is following the creator's vision has to be forced. No, it's true. It's true. Like, mainstream, look, we can't even get platforms anymore to respect artwork as the creator intended. So it's like, yeah, so mainstream publishers are definitely not going to do that, because in the end, they're all about, creating the most lukewarm slop that'll appeal to the largest possible audience. And that's like, well, there's just certain things that just can't be in it, and yeah, and it's like, but even as an independent creator, I still have to kind of worry about that, because like I said, furry fandom freaking traumatized me about this stuff. It's like, I remember getting yelled at, for, it's like, oh, what if, someone buys some of my adult work and then they leave it around for a kid to find? And it's like, what does that have to do with me? It's like, I can't control that. So, yes, it's like ruiner of fandoms here, so yeah. And here I am talking about furry fandom. Hi, hey, hello, furry tunes. So yeah. So I mean, it's like, so yeah. So that's pretty much where my thought process on that was. So yeah. So at least that is done. So last night. So let's Oh, here we go. So one more comment. While the comics industry shortens the audience growth and room for actual diverse material, the book companies laugh all the way to the bank, raking in cash of translated material produced elsewhere. Yeah, that's what it is. That's what it is. And the rest of us have to angst about it. They're selling Milo Manara books in the United States without a warning on it, but I have to angst over mature readers on my comic. So last night, changing the subject, very much changing the subject, but we'll keep it, but I'll dovetail it into the creative process. Trust me on this one. So I was on the show Nerds of the Round last night. And what was funny was that the main topic of discussion was they were doing a discussion on, what is it, the fourth episode of Loki? Okay. And what's funny is that I told the person, Sebastian, who contacted me to be on the show, that I don't watch the show. So I don't know how much of a conversation we could have. And he goes, no, but we really want you on the show. And I was like, okay, all right. So if you really want to discuss Loki, we can discuss Loki, but this is going to be my angle. We never got to it anyway, but when I was talking to Sebastian before the show, I was saying, it's like, yeah, well, funny that you mentioned Loki then, because my whole deal is how, because of the show, I created my own Loki character. Because as nice on the eyes as Tom Hiddleston as Loki is, I didn't feel the need to want to give Disney more of my attention than it deserved. As weird as that sounds. So I go, it's like, look, Loki, Norse god, mythology, blah, blah, blah. Disney doesn't have a monopoly on this character. Little did I know. And why don't I create my own Loki character? Which I did. But in the process of researching the mythology, to do, to really come up with my version, because I'm not being a myth historian or whoever, and I'm not being a mythological academic or something. So I'm not really looking for accuracy, but I do want the actual myths to be the foundation for this continually fictional character. So, and that's when I realized or remembered reading an interview, about an interview that J.R.R. Tolkien had with Walt Disney himself. I don't know if it was an interview or they were exchanging letters or something, whatever that they were doing. Because I think that Disney was trying to get the rights to Lord of the Rings. And Tolkien pretty much told Walt Disney to F off. And the whole discussion was about how Tolkien felt that Disney was destroying mythology. Now, at the time, it's like, they don't have, what's funny is that even back then, Walt Disney had enough of a global reach. Hitler did Snow White fan art, really. And Tolkien was really concerned as to what Disney was doing with the cultural consciousness of mythology and fairy tales. And that pretty much, he said that Disney was destroying it. Because now it's like, because Tolkien really disliked Snow White. He says that the movie made no sense to him. It had nothing to do really with the fairy tales, and he really hated the dwarves, and and he said that it's like, what happened is, like, pretty much Tolkien pegged it, that what's going to happen is that people are going to think Snow White and they're going to think of Disney's movie. They're not going to think of the actual story and the mythology and the fairy tales and what he was pretty much saying. It's like, dude is destroying fairy tales. And, you know, and this was all the way back then. So I went to look up Loki online. And holy crap, did that interview smack me in the face when I saw the Google results. All I can say is, like, thank God for Wikipedia. You know, because it's like, because in the end, it's like, at least Wikipedia was able to narrow everything down for me. But if I was trying to look, but the problem is that I would be, everything was inundated with Marvel stuff. Oh, hey, all right, me babbers. Hello, Bristolian Dave. Welcome. So the Marvel stuff just completely inundated the search results. Everything was Marvel Loki. Now, when it came to Wikipedia, it wasn't as bad because it's Wikipedia, so it's always going to pop up. But it was when I needed to look for actual archaeological imagery that it became incredibly difficult. It took me a while. So what happened was that, so I was looking for I knew that there existed a sigil for Loki, like a symbol, and like I knew that there was a mask. I knew that there was symbolism for Loki. Actual symbolism, Norse, straight, from the region, but I couldn't. I had a really hard time finding it because everything was Loki, Marvel Loki, fan art of Loki. Even when I was trying to narrow it down to Norse Loki, there were so many people taking the Marvel Loki and trying to make him realistic in Norse, but it was still Marvel Loki. It was driving me crazy. And eventually I found everything that I needed, but did it require some cross-checking though. Because there was a doodle that I did where I sketched out my Loki. Actually, I can just show it to you guys. So there was this doodle that I did, kind of like working, kind of hashing out this idea of, I'm not going to put it under the camera because there's a lot of spoilers in this sketchbook. So I was hashing out the idea for Loki. And I came up, here he is. And I came up also, it's like, well, if you have Loki, you have to have Thor too, right? So I did this sketch. If you're on my Facebook, you probably saw this sketch already. And it's Loki and Thor. And I have Thor calling Loki brother. Stupid thing is, that's Marvel shit. That still got through in my head, regardless of the research I was trying to do and what I was trying to accomplish. So, and I didn't realize that until much later, that it's like, oh crap, they're not really brothers. In the actual mythology, they're not brothers. That's a Marvel thing. Just like I had to double check the whole Odin sleep thing and realizing that that's a Marvel creation, not anything that actually existed in the mythology. So it was work trying to look for information because I had to dig through so much Disney crap. So so I did, so I did this, and then it's like later on I realized, crap, they're not brothers. And then I reminded myself, it's like, look, again, I'm not doing this as an academic. I'm doing this as a comic book artist. So I'm just doing this to have a foundation for the character. So it's my Loki. This is my Loki. This is my Thor. This is oh, hey Joe. Hello Joe. Yes. Oh, thank you. Yes. Right. Yes, thank you. Yeah, I kind of, I don't think anyone is going to be is going to be, yeah, I'd say I'm not going to, yeah. So in the end, it's like I decided that it's like, okay, you know what? I like this piece. I still want to keep it relevant. I like the idea of Loki and Thor being brothers, so I'm keeping it that. So it's like, yeah, so it's like, look, I got a Loki Odin's son, even though Loki is not an Odin's son in the original Norse mythology. In my version, he's Loki Odin's son. So just like it's Thor Odin's son, Loki Odin's son. So in the end, it's like I still had to make these characters mine. But like I said, it was such an ordeal. Yeah, well, I don't know if it was a rant, if it was as much as me talking about how Disney literally made me jump through hoops trying to find the actual information and imagery of Norse mythology. Because I had to cross-reference everything that that I found in terms of, because I didn't want to take anything that was Marvel's. Like I think like I said, the Odin sleep, that's Marvel's. They made that up. I mean, granted, they also made up the whole brothers thing too, but I think that that's less of an issue than the Odin sleep. So yeah, which it was a good thing I caught, because I was kind of percolating a story with the idea of Odin sleep until I realized that was a Marvel thing. So I had to completely scrap that. So yeah, so just to even get this far, and I still had Marvel creep in my brain and and kind of like mess with it a bit in terms of making my own mythology. So that's so that's what so yeah, and look, and in the end, it's like, look, my Loki and Marvel's Loki look nothing alike. So so this is my disaster son right here. So and if you follow me on Facebook, I tend to post a little bit more nonsense with this character than anywhere else, because technically he's not canon in the he doesn't appear in the EGORAVEN storyline until after issue 15, where there's a story after that where I eventually introduce him, granted in kind of the last pages, but that's it's a whole setup to introduce him. Although technically I do have a short story appearing in the October direct market version of Indie Volt Revolt through Arrow Comics that technically introduces him into the EGORAVEN canon. So yeah, he's in. So this is my Loki. Disney can try it, but so yeah, so that was a whole sidebar. That was a whole sidebar. And right, so yeah, so Joe is bringing up what I'm kind of getting at, which we never got to talk to on the show because the show was only an hour long. And I swear to God, for a person who doesn't watch Loki, the show, I had a lot to say about it. So I have a link on my Facebook to that show if you want to see it. It's Nerds of the Round. We had a blast. It was a fun show to be on. at least Loki, I'm tangentially interested in. So it's not like we were talking about Falcon and Winter Soldier, which I had absolutely no interest in watching at all. So at least, I had something, I had fun with that discussion. So the point that I was trying to make, so we never got to the discussion about Disney trying to pretty much culturally appropriate, it's like, which is kind of the actual definition of what they're doing. What it is that they're replacing their version of Loki in the cultural consciousness. So mythology is our birthright. It's like fairy tales are, they're our birthright. There are our stories as a culture. And here is a multi-billion-dollar conglomerate from day one supplanting that. And I don't know if it's because, I guess, people as a majority, they don't understand what's happening, or maybe they don't care. That it's like, okay, all right, everybody. All right, let's do this. Everybody, what's the first thing you think of when I say Little Mermaid? What's the first thing that comes into your head? Right? And no trying to be cheeky saying, oh, I thought it was, Hans Christian Andersen all the time, because I know that. And that's not the first thing that pops into my head. Okay? It's like, I'm pretty sure everybody in the chat has a variation of Under the Sea, right? If you're not singing, if it's not that, you're singing Poor Unfortunate Souls to yourself. But that's what it is. It's like, what do you think of when you think of Beauty and the Beast? What do you think of when you think of when I say Snow White? 99.9% of the time, you're thinking Disney product. You're not thinking fairy tales. You're not thinking Hans Christian Andersen. Look, I found the original story, or at least what claimed to be like the original version of Beauty and the Beast. Beast is not inviting the girl to dinner. That's not what breaks the spell. Okay? Right. Yeah, exactly. It's like, yeah, right. Exactly. It's like you're thinking of a product, a manufactured product by a corporation. You're not thinking about a mythology that's also yours. It's like, so the whole thing with Loki is that Disney, in its infinite wisdom, is trying, or has tried, or is currently trying to trademark Loki. I don't know whether they did that to Thor. I know that the Mighty Thor is trademarked because that's kind of the only way you can really do it. But they're trying to trademark Loki to the point that, well, either they are, or, a lot of platforms are preemptively flagging anybody who has the word and that has the tag Loki in their platform. Like Redbubble and T-Fury. If you're selling stuff and you have Loki in your tags, they're automatically flagging that product as copyright infringement. Now, from what I've read, hold on. Am I almost done with this piece? It's like, see, that's why live streams are not really conducive for working. I didn't even know whether I was done or not. So from what I could tell, no one who's actually selling actual Norse products is getting flagged. And all the people who are complaining, yeah, they have actual copyright infringement on their pages. So, so it's kind of annoying that they're the ones raising the flag when it's like, you guys are actually infringing. So you're kind of making this worse for the rest of us. But, even if Disney isn't trying to, they've done this before. They tried to trademark Day of the Dead. I mean, I just find that hysterical how it's like, the entire time they're making Coco, they're talking about how they're being respectful and this, that, and the other thing or whatever. We want to really honor the Mexican culture. By the way, we want to trademark, we're trademarking your culture so that we own it. Yeah, because that's respect, right? That's respecting a culture by trademarking it, so only you can profit from it. That didn't go through. Like with Lion King, they actually tried to trademark Hakuna Matata, which is an actual, what is it, Swahili word or something? Like, it's like, it's ridiculous stuff like that. Yeah, I got a few media theories regarding it, but I would need a mic to speak. Yeah, no, absolutely. I'm sure you do, because we didn't get to talk about this at all. Let's see. I don't see DC Comics getting copyright strikes on Thor in this Wonder Woman arc that finished. Yeah, because here's the funny thing. Yeah, big companies, they know when not to fight each other. That's the thing. So it's like, yeah, one, they definitely put Thor in Wonder Woman to mess with Marvel and Disney. They totes did that on purpose. Just like there's a show that Varian showed me called Ragnarok, which is supposed to be like Norse mythology, but what if teen angst high school drama. And they have Thor and they have Loki. But here's the thing, though. They got actors that look like younger versions of Marvel's version, the movies, of their Loki and Thor. The kid they got to play Loki looks exactly like a younger version of Tom Hiddleston, who now looks exactly like a spoiler alert, young, kid Loki that showed up, I guess, in one of the previous episodes in the series, but like dead ringer. I mean, these are companies messing with each other, right? No, usually these trademark disputes are weaponized against smaller creators, because we're the easier targets. We can't fight back. Unless you're Ray Felix and you latch onto that pants leg and you become one of only 2 people allowed to use the word superhero. So yeah, that's an interesting story too. I would have, if I could find, he was talking about that on one of Catch the Craze show, one of Sam's shows. I would have to find the episode where he explains that he had, I don't know, so it was something crazy, like a 10-year lawsuit with DC over the word superhero, because he ran a convention and he had like a corresponding comic, and DC tried to put a cease and desist on him, and he said, no, you don't own superhero. And he went at them. So that's a completely, but yeah, it's his lawyer said that if he had the money to do it, he could have went all the way and won the full lawsuit and released that word from trademark. Ooh, I froze again. So I hope I didn't miss anything. So yeah, so like if he had the money to do it, he would have been able to free that word from whatever faux trademark they have. Because I don't know if they have a trademark on that word as much as we'll sue you into oblivion, just try it with us type of thing, Let's see. Copyright and IP is but a limb. Yeah, exactly. Because in the end, even if Disney can't trademark Loki or whatever, they have their grip on the consciousness of the culture. I mean, You can go outside and say Loki, and nobody is going to say, oh, you mean the Norse god? No, they're all going to say, oh, the show that was on Disney Plus the other day with Tom Hiddleston. You know? So even if Disney doesn't trademark it, they got you. They got you. You know, so I made the joke that, you know, what we should do is like everybody should create their own version of Loki, and then it's like we should go all Spartacus style on Disney. I'm Loki. I'm Loki. I'm Loki. So yeah, so we unfortunately we never got to discuss that. Oh my god. There's my. I usually have a scrap piece of paper. You know, so yeah, so we didn't get to discuss that. You know, although we did get into a discussion about how another thing that Disney is doing is kind of like erasing the idea of an absolute bombastic villain, you know, villainy for the sake of villainy. You know, it's like the way that, you know, but like I said, we had that discussion on the show about, you know, how Disney is pretty much retconning all their villain characters to be redeemable so that they're more, you know, and yeah, it gets mistaken for shades of gray as, you know, rather than we just want to make this character more marketable without having to really, you know, like talk too much about, you know, Maleficent really wanted to just kill a baby because she didn't get an invite. Oh, my cameras are acting up. Oh, okay. So okay, if this looks crappy on your end, hold on. Let me see if I can fix that. Is that? Oh, no. Okay. All right. It's settled. Okay. All right. Yeah, I guess Streamyard is. I don't know if this is like Streamyard or something acting up, because I got all pixelated for a minute, and my art camera froze. So actually, no, I want to work on this one. Let me work on another one. This sketch is a little bit more complicated. Let me work on an easier sketch, considering we got like we actually got a half hour. We got a half hour left. Yeah, so let me see. Here we go. Okay. Bansky was right. Advertisements throw illusions of the world according to corporation businesses. Why not rebel against it? Yeah, exactly. So, you know, so it's like, so I just found it funny that it's like, you know, I created my own Loki. It started off as a goof, but like the further, you know, it's like, you know, I don't want to be all like, you know, making it sound like I'm being all revolutionary and stuff, you know, because it's like, you know, it almost sounds ridiculous, but it's like, it's like, holy crap. I mean, it's like when we create our own things, that there really is like a certain level of subversion to it. That it's like that what you're saying is that I don't need a corporation to entertain me. You know, and that is probably the most dangerous thing that you can say in this capitalistic hellscape that we live in. You know, that I don't need a corporation to entertain me. And it really does freak people out. It's the reason why a lot of independent comics, comic creators get a lot of grief. Look, we spent the first half ish. We spent like a half hour talking about putting a mature readers label on my book, on my comic, because you know why? Ain't nobody suing whoever put out that Milo Manara book over not having adults only content. Ugh, plastered on the cover. Ain't nobody suing that company, you know? But they can, you know, but it's like, oh, but you're small enough to go after. which is why I don't like Twitter that much, because Twitter is constantly showing me that the smaller of a target people think you are, the harder they're going to come after you. So, yeah. So it's like, so the whole thing is like, there's people that they'll give corporations a pass for everything. You know, look, we just spent an entire month of corporations getting a pass because they put a rainbow on something. You know, these are corporations. It's like the second July 1st, they can go back to donating to Republican super PACs without, you know, a second thought. You know, but they put a rainbow on their logo for a month. That makes them an ally. But you see, this writer here on, you know, who prints, you know, not even like 1,000 books. She wrote two male characters that that's exploitation. This is something that I actually see on Twitter. You know, and it's like, really? I mean, this really, you know, Citibank gets a pass because it puts a rainbow on its goddamn logo, but this independent creator writes a book about two gay men falling in love, and now you have an issue. You know, really? It's like, this is, you know, the corporation gets a pass, right? Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's like, that's what they do. It's like, they know that they can't go after bigger people. So they try to find people they can take down so they can do their activism, you know, instead of actually helping people, God forbid, you know? So yeah, so it's like, creating your own stuff really is subversive. You know, I mean, it's like this entire year and a half. Do you remember the people who stood outside of Disneyland protesting that it was closed? This was what, like 6 months ago or something, even further. You know, it's like that they were literally freaking out that Disneyland was closed. And that I thought that was so trippy, that it's like these people couldn't figure out how to entertain themselves outside of a corporation, that they literally stood outside and protested a theme park being closed. These are people who probably wouldn't even look at a homeless person, much less just walk over them. But, you know, Disney being closed was unspeakable to them, was completely, absolutely unacceptable to them. You know? Yeah, exactly. You know, and the thing is, it's like, that's what I realized that I was able to do. I wasn't binging Netflix. I was working on comics the entire year and a half. You know, it's like, I only finally watched The Witcher, I think, like almost like a year later, or when it came out. Like, you know, it's like, I wasn't binge watching anything because I was too busy making my own stuff. You know, everybody talking about Tiger King, and I'm like going, I am actually glad I don't know what you're talking about. You know, because that's the stupidest shit I've ever heard of, or maybe not ever, but it's like, really, this is what you're doing. You know? And it's, yeah, and it's like, and I realize, it's like, holy crap, you know, it's like, I entertained myself for the entire year and a half. And like, even now, I find it incredibly difficult to to pay a lot of attention to a lot of corporate media. Like, we got Disney Plus. I watched a couple of movies, but it's very difficult for me to actually sit down and watch. I mean, maybe when Loki is finished, maybe I'll sit down and I'll watch the entire thing, I mean, but I still have series that it's like I started watching. I think like the only series I actually made it a point to sit through and watch the entire thing was The Witcher. I think that was the last thing that I watched from beginning to end on television. Everything else I'm still dragging myself to complete. Well, because also, and mind you, I'm talking about actually sitting down and putting my full hold on. All right, that's that sound that if he does it again, I'm gonna have to mute really quick. So if I go quiet really fast, it's because he's lingering on that sound. So yeah, like Game of Thrones, I couldn't get into. Like it was something that I knew I should like, but I couldn't. I just couldn't. I know JD was watching Doom Patrol. I mean, that was the closest I got to watching it, was listening to him, watch the episodes. Yeah, I mean, yeah, there's a, I didn't even know that there was, I think that was one of the cartoons, right? Yeah, but I'm talking about sitting down. The Witcher was the last show I actually sat down and watched and paid full attention to it. I wasn't on my phone. I wasn't on the computer. I wasn't working. I sat down and I watched it. So yeah, everything else I'm still trying to look. As much as I rave absolutely rave about Violet Evergarden, I still haven't finished the series, and I think I started watching that thing like 6 months ago. I mean, it's just like it's drips and drabs. It's drips and drabs, on that. There's another show that I started watching, Grand Blue Fantasy. I haven't finished watching. I mean, it's like I enjoy it. It's okay. It's a little too waifu for my taste, but I'm still I still pretty much enjoy it. So and but yeah, I still haven't gotten, and also those are shows I need to sit down in front of and watch. I do not, if I can help it, I do not watch anime dubbed. I don't. I don't know. It's like it's hit or miss for me. So yeah, I was like, I would have to sit down and just watch it, and I just haven't been able to finish the series because of that. And there are just sometimes I can't work. I don't know. It's like I don't know how people like JD. He'll have the TV on. He'll be on his phone. He'll be listening to a podcast all at the same time. And I'm like, going, how does your brain not explode? It's like, so it's like I can't do that. And there are just sometimes like, look, I gotta concentrate on one thing at a time. That's why doing live streams is funny in a sense, because I always think like, oh, this will force me to do work, and I'm spending more time. Oh no, the stream crashed. Oh no. I mean, everything's okay on my end. I mean, yeah, everything is okay on my end. So maybe try rebooting. I mean, I'm obviously you're back if you're texting. Hold on, let me check. Yeah, because on my end it looks like it's still running. Okay. Yeah, I'm still run. Okay, yeah, I'm just seeing it on Facebook. It looks like I'm still running there. So, okay. Oh, hold on. Yeah, let me just close that. So, okay. Yeah. Hello. Yo, sir. Thank you. Yo, back to you. Um so so in the end, yeah, it's like create your own entertainment, create your own characters, stand your own characters. Don't give a corporate. I mean, it's like, look, if you know, have fun, but don't let a corporation replace your creativity, unless you're writing fanfic, and that's a different thing. Um, so yeah, so it's like that's I was mentioning that before as well during the whole Loki trademark thing. Create your own characters and stand your own characters. Support your characters the way you would support a corporate character. And you know what? And I wished a lot of people would do that too. You know, adopt a small, adopt an indie press person or something. It's like, if people imagine what we could accomplish if people stand our characters the way they stand corporate characters. I mean, imagine what we could accomplish, or maybe not, depending on yeah, well, depending. Okay, fandom can get a little dicey, so I don't know. It's like I have to make sure there's no monkey paws near me, because that's also another thing too that gets a little weird. Um, but yeah, it's like, really, who knew being an independent creator would be so mind nerve wracking and everything. Yeah. Okay, so what do we got here? So let's see what I can get done in about 15 minutes. Yeah. Yeah. Oh boy. It's yeah, it's muggy today here. It's like I got the AC on, and even then I'm glowing. Also, the friggin' lights in front of me don't help either. So, that's the thing. And I was like, so yeah. So in the end, these were discussions that I wasn't able to get to um, on the podcast yesterday, because who knew talking about a show I didn't watch would be so much fun. So yeah, so like I said, if you want to catch that episode, uh, you just go head on over to my Facebook group, and my Facebook page, and the link is there. The link is there so you can watch it. Oh, there was one thing in housekeeping that I forgot to mention too. Golly, so I hope, let's see. So obviously, hold on, let me just check something. Let's see. Because I mean, let's see. So is the stream now? I just checked Facebook and I'm just about to check YouTube too. As far as I can tell on my end, the stream is still going. So does everything look okay on you guys' end? I'm pretty much assuming everything is kind of working. I'm just going to check YouTube. Yeah, I'm still online. I'm just checking. Yeah, no, we're still good. We're still good. I mean, yeah, I'm still running, so so maybe Jake's computer just needed to be rebooted. Oh, so I was about to say, so another thing that I forgot to mention in housekeeping. So Varian sent me these markers from Artist Loft to try out. Artist Loft being the Michaels brand. And these are supposed to be Copic dupes, or what we hope will be inexpensive Copic dupes. So what I did was I bought a full set to try them out, because it's like, this these are, I guess, like the skin tone. I don't know what would be the new term for that now. It's like the lighter beiges, and but I want to try out more of the markers as a set. So yeah, so I will be probably started to record a review video this week, trying out the markers. So I know some people have been asking me when I was going to put this video out. So yeah, so I'm going to be start working on it this week, and hopefully, probably, well, we're almost mid-month almost. So maybe, sometime next week I'll have a review video up for those markers. I already have if you go to my YouTube channel, there's already a video where I review the Blick Studio markers, which is also their brush markers. I review that if you want to check that out. So then next week I'll have the Artist Loft review too. So yeah, I haven't done a proper edited video since I could think like last October. So yeah, so I'm due a proper video. Yeah, so because technically everything that I talk about in these live streams could be their own videos. I could do an entire video just on the whole Loki thing and cultural mythology appropriation. I can do a whole video on the need for mature readers warnings, or no need, and what's the need, and the expectations of comics. I mean, yeah, I could do separate videos on those two. Probably I should. So yeah, so yeah, it's like, oh, okay, there you go. Accidentally muted myself. Oh, okay. Oh, okay. So I got my 10-minute warning. let's see. So, okay. I was on the wrong tab, so I hope that, I hope that wasn't messing my, okay, because I noticed that the chat stopped. It was going for a bit, so um, I'm not sure if I'm still streaming or not. I've just checked everywhere, and it looks like I am. So, um, I don't know. It is what it is, I guess. You know. Um. Okay, so we got 10 more minutes. So I'm just going to see how much of this I can finish. Yeah. So it's like my last chat comment was 10 minutes ago. So unless everybody like had to go to the bathroom at the same time, or something happened on live stream that it probably kicked everybody off or something. So I don't know, on StreamYard. So I don't know. I'm just gonna go. I'm just gonna keep going. So yeah, that's where I am. Yeah. So it's just things are gonna be just a little quiet until probably in about a couple of minutes. So yeah, so you get parakeet ASMR for the rest of the show. Oh, okay. So, all right. Hey, how you doing? The minor birds. Minor birds. I think would be. I don't know. They're talky. They're talky. I think. We bird sat a minor bird once. Or am I confusing that with another bird? No, no, because like I remember the Indian ringneck. But yeah, I think we might have bird sat a minor once. I don't remember. Animals come in and out of this house. Um, so, so yeah, yeah. It's like, yeah, we bird sat quail. We bird sat ducks. Yeah, we bird sat, yeah, a lot of conures were coming in and out. Yeah. Okay, so we're about 2 minutes out, and I still want to be able to do that thing with pops. So if if we do anything, it will be on the Facebook group Comics Related Madness. So yeah, so I think this is about, I mean, I'm going to obviously continue finishing this after the show, just so I can have it done. Okay, there's my final warning. Ooh, I got 2 warnings. Let me shut that off before I get a copyright strike. So, okay. So, all right. Oh, look at that. I got sweaty live stream hair. Yeah, okay, just checking. I'm sure you guys would have complained if my audio was like reverbing or anything. So okay. So let's okay, so let's go back to that. So okay, I think that's pretty much it for today. I mean, well, the chat was lively today. So thank you all for being there. So okay, so let's make this official because yeah, it's time. We're up on 2 hours right now, and yeah, I'm on a schedule. So yeah, okay, so I guess the usual spiel. I mean, you can head on over to my main portfolio site at egoworks.com, where you can find links to all of my galleries and social media sites, but mostly I post to Facebook. If you are into seeing sketches and current work in progress updates, and whatever silly Loki inspired artwork that I have going. Mostly, he's a Facebook thing right now until he actually premieres in until he actually premieres in EGORAVEN. So yeah, so you get to enjoy my disastrous son on Facebook if you liked what you saw in this stream. So yeah, so let's see what else. Yeah, so it's like you can yeah, obviously it's been a month since I did this, so I'm completely out of practice. But hey, whatever. Okay, so and also again, thank you for everybody in the chat for making it through another live stream. Even if you weren't in the chat, thank you for making it through another live stream. If you saw the entire 2 hours. Thank you, and extra love to everybody in the chat because you were lively today, and aside from I guess whatever technical glitches you came across, that was at least the conversation was good. So, like I said, you can check out my social media sites listed next to me here, or head on over to egoworks.com to see all my links and galleries. And if you want to learn more about art, illustration, and making comics, don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe if you're watching this on YouTube. Share it out if you're watching this on Facebook as well. And before you go, in the links below in the comment area, what is that box called? Like the show notes or whatnot. You can sign up for your free Tall Tales comics, and also some free Oswald comics as well. You get $40 worth of free downloadable PDFs just for signing up. And because it's a monthly newsletter, I have campaigns coming up, and once I have like dates set for everything, I'll be notifying everybody on the newsletter. So if you're interested in my future Kickstarter campaigns, you can stay notified that way. Also, as always, at egoworks.com. Oy, sorry about that. You can read the first 5 issues of EGORAVEN, Heir of the First Unicorn in its original black and white format. But if you prefer your fantasy to be more of a Lord of the Rings type of adventure, you can follow the link to Tall Tales online, TAILS, and read the first 20 issues of Tall Tales for free. And as related to earlier on in the live stream, Tall Tales is a fantasy adventure that we think is appropriate for 12 and up. But again, it's up to you as a parent to decide whether that's actually the case. And EGORAVEN, Heir of the First Unicorn. What appears on the website is still pretty tame, but it is a story that I recommend for mature readers. And so that's something to keep in mind too when you're reading the comic, that the themes of the story ramp up after issue 5. especially in issue 7. So yeah, so it's now going to have a mature readers label, and just for you, everyone, to keep it in mind when you're reading it and thinking about who you might want to recommend this book for. So yeah, so keep that in mind too. So that's pretty much it for me. Like I said, thank you everybody for watching. Thank you everybody in the chat. Thank you for coming. Thank you for putting up with this guy over here. Like I said, he was especially noisy today. So and right there. So that's pretty much it. So I'll be back next Wednesday at same time from 4 to 6. If you want to check out more of me yapping, I might be doing an unboxing with Pops in a couple of minutes on Comics Related Madness, the Facebook group, and at 9 o'clock tonight, I will be on Geekgasm with the Indie Princess on the Indie Volt Network. So you can check me out there as well. So, and also tomorrow morning on the Breakfast Buzz with Randy Zimmerman and Varian Grant, also on the Indie Volt Network. So that's pretty much it for me. Like I said, thank you, everybody. And don't forget, create your own stuff, stand your own characters, and remember that cultural mythology is yours to do what you want, and don't let a corporation completely take over your creativity from you, by taking that away. So yeah, so keep doing what you're doing and keep doing more of it. So I'll see you later next week when we meet again, and I'll talk to you later. So see you guys later. Bye.
You really want to know my process?
Absolutely.
Usually starts with a holla and ends with a creamsicle.
And then if there's time in between, Thundercats.